YouTube, what is good? YouTube, appreciate y'all tuning in to the show always, man. Tuning in to Last Word Productions. You know, I'm your host, Tavares Wilson, and as always, I get the last word. So let's get straight into this, man. We should have some people joining up with us shortly, man. So it won't just be a solo dolo, or at least it shouldn't be a solo dolo tonight like it was the previous night when we was cut short because there is a lot of things I want to get into, talk about the draft specifically, as you all can tell from the description and the title. That that is something I want to get into. So without further ado, let's get into that. But before we do that, I just want to go ahead and introduce you all and let you all be aware that I am on every social media platform from the beginning. Some people were asking me where they could find me. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok mostly. You feel me? Last Word Productions, that's the name. What's up, my boy?
Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, man?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
But
We
yeah,
here.
so
We here to talk about them fans.
oh yeah, always, trying to get to it and see what we can do for the team, or at least make ourselves feel better as fans. But
hmm
we're gonna get into some mock drafts, man. I was going through some things on the internet that I seen. I seen some mock drafts lining up, and a couple people had made some mock drafts like Mel Kiper, Joe Shad, some other experts as well. But I seen three that I wanted to discuss because they actually spoke about players that we talked about. I think it was 2 episodes ago, even possibly taken.
Man.
So we're gonna jump right into this first mock draft right here. So
hmm
this first one I got pulled up. It got us taking Marius Mims, the tackle from Georgia,
hmm
and for those who care for the reason, is just basically saying he's 6'7", 340
Yeah, that's
pound
a
athletic lineman.
athletic
He
freak.
played over 680 snaps. You know, he has a great bend. He's a strong player who can maintain blocks, upper body strength, smooth in his get up, things of that nature. So
So
let me get your
I'll
thoughts on
get
that,
you.
Larry. Like, if theoretically speaking, that is
All right, come
the
on, hurry
21st
up.
pick, how would you feel about that pick, and what would you grade it as?
Uh,
This is my
I feel
podcast.
like from grade wise, I
No,
think
you.
it'll
I'm
be a
dead
B
ass.
plus.
Yeah, I know.
B plus in the sense that we're addressing a need, a definite need, because we have an older tackle in Teron Armstead, lost Robert Hunt, and this is obviously a position that we need solidified, if I must say. And if we could get a 6'7" freak of nature, 340 pounds consistent on the field, it it spells exactly what we need in our offensive line. Big body dude who's athletic, who could stay on the field. And plus we could possibly move Austin Jackson inside the guard position if he could pan out at right tackle or left tackle, whichever tackle he may feel fit. Or anywhere on the line, matter of fact. So I think I like that pick. I'll give it a B plus.
Okay. What about you, Rio? How would you feel about the pick?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I just got in here. What was said? I ain't hear that.
Basically, one of the mock drafts that I was looking into from PFF, it has us taking Amarius Mims, the Georgia left tackle, and that got us taking him with the 20th, 21st pick. So I wanted to know what would be your thoughts if that is the player that's selected, and what grade you would give it.
Moving in this shit. We still got Armstead, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, he's healthy as he wanna be. I'll probably give that like a B plus grade. If we get him, we do need him. So, well, we do need linemen in general, good linemen. So, I think that'll be a a good pickup, honestly, for the first round pick. Yeah, we can do some moving around on the O line too. See where he fit more comfortable at, whether it's on the right, left side, or whatever. He could get some good looks and get some pointers, some good veteran pointers from some of the guys on the line too. So that'll be a nice pickup.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you both. I think it would be a good first round pick. I think it'll probably be one of the better first round picks you've had the last couple years. Because honestly, man, this is a proven guy who is going to come in and can be a day one starter for you on a unit. In my opinion, that a lot of people view as not a need, but I mean, after this season, who knows what Teron Armstead is going to be? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
or where he's going to be. And I'm not that big of a fan of Austin Jackson. Now, has he improved? Has he shown growth? Yeah, but it's not to the point where he's not replaceable. And I get it; they
Mm-hmm.
signed him to an extension and all those things. That I understand the money matters, but we've seen plenty of guys sign contracts and get replaced. I mean, that's literally what the Giants got going on right now with Daniel Jones. They signed him to an extension just last offseason, and now they're looking to move on with another quarterback. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not heard of to move on from a guy that you recently paid. And that's not to say that's going to happen to Austin Jackson, but if you're drafting a guy Mims who's this talented, and I have seen some of his film because he is one of the more stouted tackles. He is a bit slow in his footwork in terms of pass protection. His kick isn't really as up to speed as you want it to be. But other than that, he's a guy who I view as pretty much a day one starter. So I would have no problem with that pick at all. I give it like an A minus, honestly. But the next pick in the second round, 55th pick, they got us taking Chris Jenkins, defensive tackle out of Michigan. So what would be your thoughts on that, Rio, if we took him?
This is the
D
linebacker, correct?
uh,
Oh, this is
Not
the D tackle. I'm sorry.
tackle, yeah.
from where again?
From Michigan. Let me tell you some of his strengths and like so you know, just in case you feel me. So it says he's one of the strongest players in the draft. He's a run stopper at heart, who is most comfortable and confident holding the line of scrimmage. His run start percentage ranks in the 99th percentile due to how well he can hold up against double teams. He has an explosive lateral first step that allows him to get across guards, face into gaps, but he does not bring the same level of explosiveness to getting to the pass rusher. So he's not a good pass rusher, or he's not as good as he could be. And his biggest knock is his arm length. So he got short arms, even compared to the average defensive lineman in the league. So with that information, what do you think about that pick in the second round, Rio? Look at C6. Well, you go ahead, Larry. I think Rio busy right now.
Um, if I'm being honest, I would grade that probably a C plus, a C, only
Mhm.
because a a run stopping D tackle. Not to say that every team doesn't need this kind of D tackle, but I honestly don't think that's what we need at our second round pick. I think if we could go maybe an edge rusher or a linebacker, I would be more appealed to that selection. Maybe even a safety, if you could get probably the highest graded safety right there, or best available secondary player right there.
Mhm.
Um, but just grading off of him, because I just base it off like what I feel like the team needs are him. He's a good run stopping D tackle, as they said. He's a son of a former NFL defensive tackle as well with the Panthers, Chris Jenkins. So
Yeah.
he has the lineage and he has the production just even from an early age to play the game of football. So I would have faith in his ability to play, but I don't think we're in the high value market because the second round pick is a high value pick. I don't think we're in the
Right.
high value market for a run stopping defensive tackle. If he had the capabilities of rushing the passer, was adequate at stopping the run, and of course had longer arms, but you can't beat genetics. Of
Right.
course, I would love this pickup right here, but I don't feel like it's a team requirement for right there at that spot with a second round pick. I'm sorry.
No, and okay, that's a good breakdown, my boy. What you say, Rio?
Yeah, my bad, Joe. But yeah, like I said, I wouldn't necessarily like that pick too well. Like I feel like there's a lot more we could get out there with that second round pick because that is a high value pick, like Larry said. But I mean, if we were to get him, yeah, I'll give it like a C plus.
You said a
I
B?
feel like we could do more a C.
Oh, C. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I'll give it a C plus. Just there's a lot more in the draft we could use with that pick than a D tackle, especially like that. Yeah, he could be, but we don't really need that right now. Go grab another DB or something like that.
Okay. Well, I think I agree with you all to an extent from the perspective of that'll be pretty high for a defensive lineman. But to me, in my personal opinion, an interior D lineman is still needed because the loss of Christian Wilkins, we know, but they haven't signed another caliber starter guy that can start opposite of Zach Sealer. And I don't know what Zach Sealer looks like as your best defensive tackle. I mean, he's been the second best guy on the front four in terms of the interior players since he's gotten into the league because he's been playing alongside Christian Wilkins his entire career. So it's a different act when you actually got to be your best versus second best. That means film gonna be focused around him. That means he gonna get the tail end of being double teamed majority of the snaps. Like I don't know how he looks with that. So bringing in another value player who's a capable starter is a need in my opinion. So I wouldn't be upset at all with the pick. The problem I have is there are other needs that I feel like could be addressed in the second round, like offensive line. I still think they need another guard. I'm in the belief that they just need two more starting guards. I'm not with the whole re-sign Isaiah Wynn when he's shown you throughout his entire career he can't stay healthy. That's not it for me. So I think they need to go and get young talent and actually develop young guards and young linemen. So that's where I'm at with that. But if they were to take Chris Jenkins, I think it's a B plus pick. I mean, I'm not against it at all. I still think it's a need. I just don't think it's as big as a need as another lineman or possibly even a defensive back or a safety because Jordan Pryor is on a 1 year deal. And there's no telling what you're gonna get out of Kendall Fuller. So I think it would B plus would be fine in my book. But the next pick we got here in the 5th round, they got them taking Jaheim Bell, the tight end from Florida State. So this might be someone Rio is,
Ooh,
familiar with. So you go ahead and start us off, Rio. What would you think of that pick?
that like it would be a little biased, but in all honesty, it's only because I actually, because he's on my favorite college team, I've actually seen him play and watched him grow as a player coming into Florida State, and I think he left from, I want to say South Carolina State
Mm-hmm.
or one of those schools, but yeah, he grew more as a player. So one of our top, he was actually our top tight end guy uh coming out season before he got injured. I want to say before the season was over, but he had he has some hands. He did drop a couple of balls, but once he heat up, he's good. He can get yards after the catch, and he's very aggressive. Like if anybody got a chance to go look at the game against, I'm sorry, Larry, but UM, like he was running in the end zone and just like stiff armed the hell out one of their DBs, and he didn't even have to do none of that. but he's actually aggressive. He's actually aggressive tight end. He's good in run block. So yeah, that'll be a good pickup, and that'll be a sneak. He might be a sneak late round pick for any team that pick him up. But I would love him on our roster, and I'll give it, and it'll be a biased B, honestly, if we pick him up. But
Okay.
there is more tight ends out there. Not to cut you off, there is more tight ends out there. Like obviously Brock Bowers, but he's going first round easily. Should be going first round. Um, and there's a couple more out there too. But now, like I would say, he's top five tight ends coming out this draft.
Okay. What you say, Larry?
Um, just in the sense that we signed what, two tight ends this off season, three. I know we signed Jody Fortson and Fortson from the Chiefs and John
Mm,
Smith from the Falcons.
mm,
I don't see, how can I say? I'm being kind of biased. I don't want a Florida State guy. That's just to be funny. But just to speak on him, because I've seen him play, he is an explosive guy. And that's the kind of tight end I feel like the offense dynamic of the Miami Dolphins needs. There's an explosive tight end who could create one-on-one possessions throughout the middle of the field. And he's that kind of guy. Run blocking wise, he would need to work on it because he's not, you know, the big tight end. And we run a lot of zone running schemes. So
yeah.
he needs to be the type of tight end that's going to be able to beat a one-on-one block with the likes of Von Miller, Matt Milano. You know, I don't know if Judon is still on the Patriots. The Williams brother out of the Jets. He needs to be able to beat guys on the edge blocking wise. And he's not the greatest blocking tight end, but he is explosive throughout the middle, so he will help out our pass game tremendously. So it's kind of a catch-22 on what you want from your tight end in that situation. We've seen over the course of the past couple of years, other than Durham Smythe, really, we haven't had a blocking tight end. So for him to come in, it would be a great help. It would be a great help to address that issue. So a fifth round pick for him, a tight end of his caliber, I get out of B. I wouldn't mind a tight end that could come in and get a one-hand catch for 20 yards on the 1st and 15 after a false start, or who could take a 45-yard drag to the end zone. And that's the type of tight end and player that he could bring to the field. So I give it a B, especially since it's a fifth round pick. I don't want to say you're not losing much, but you get great value if he pans out.
You're right. And I agree with both of y'all said. One thing is though, for me,
Y'all can
I
hear me,
don't
right?
think I don't think he does anything at a high level yet, but I think he has the potential to do those things at a high level because to me, in my personal opinion, he struggles at times reading and understanding his own concepts that the defenses are showing him that he doesn't know how to necessarily pick a spot and just sit. He depends and relies heavily on making the not the big play, but as much as he can get out of a play. And sometimes you gotta just live to see another snap or another day. And I think that's it comes with experience and learning and coaching. But if this was a fifth round pick, I mean, I give it a B minus B because I think he is a capable player. It's just a matter of him learning the nuances of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, he got a lot to work on.
But we're gonna go into the sixth round picks. Oh, I don't know what just happened to the link. My bad, y'all. Let me put it back up real quick. Sixth round pick, we got the edge Miles Cole out of Texas Tech. And the next sixth round pick, they took Ethan Driscoll out of Marshall. And in the seventh round, they say they got us taking Eddie Foon of the Fiso from Washington. I'm be honest, I don't know any of these guys. I'll be
Yeah,
honest with
fam,
you.
I don't either.
I know the edge out of Texas Tech. He got
Okay.
he could give good production, but for a 6 round pick is about what you're gonna get out of him. Depending on there's always those late bloomers. You got like the Puka Nakuas, the Kieran Williams of the world, who just comes in from the late round and just puts in the work and gives production. And with how Miami edge situation is, he could potentially get snaps on the field. So he has that kind of motor, like back against
Mhm.
the wall. I could get a sack for a third on the third down. Like he
Mhm.
has that kind of capability. He just got to get more, like how we say about any late round pick, get the nuances of the game, know when to. Like he can't stop the run as well. He's a good pass rusher, but he can't stop the run. Like when is it time to come through your gaps and just play assignment football? But he could give good production, especially because we don't really know the status of Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips heading into August and September. So if we could get him or any edge in the draft, I think they'll get immediate snaps if they get through OTAs and preseason and all that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
The other
So
two I don't know at all.
no, that's good. But let's get into another. This one is just a first round pick prediction from Joe Shad from the Palm Beach Post, and his pick for the Dolphins with the 21st pick is Troy Fatuno, the
Hold
guard
on,
or the
hold on.
lineman out of Washington, I believe. Yeah, he played for
Washington, yeah.
Washington.
Yeah, that was the
So
one with the good 40 time.
yeah. So what would your reaction to that pick be, Larry? And what are some strengths you think he has?
Now, this pick, like I like the Georgia pick. This pick I love because not only was I an interior lineman, this guy here, he likes to pull. And pulling guards in zone schemes are a dime a dozen. This is the kind of old lineman that helps the Dolphins the
Hmm.
most in this draft, in my personal opinion. This is who I looked at, especially even after the combine. I was like, yeah, this guy is a NFL ready offensive guard because
Right.
he's good at pass blocking and excellent at run blocking. You just ask for so much for
Hmm.
how talented the pass rush has become in the league. This,
Hello.
can you
You
hear
cut
me?
off, Larry. Now, yeah.
I hear you now. You good? You good, my boy?
My bad. You can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah.
My bad. I got a phone call. But well, I left off that. Yeah, this is like you can only ask for so much from
Yeah.
an offensive guard who was good at pass blocking but excellent at run blocking. Gets low, holds his water, barely has any flags thrown on him throughout the course of his career in college. This is the pick where if we were to stay at number 21, I would love this pick. I give this me personally an A. This is my first A pick, and
Okay.
he made it to the championship game with his team, a team that a lot of people wrote off early on, middle of the season, and at the late end of the season. He has the pedigree, and I feel like this would be an amazing pick for the Dolphins. Day one
Okay.
starter.
All right. What you say, Rio?
Yeah, just like Larry said, and then I think one of these other podcasts we did talk about him a lot more too. Like
Yeah,
that'd
we
be
did
a
mention him.
great put. Yeah, that'd be a great pick, honestly. I can't put it in better words than what Larry said, but in all, that'd be a damn good pick. And I'll probably give that man. Hopefully, he could really like put a real good stamp on this, and he could be up there with Camille Lyman, like how Penei Sewell came out the gates running, how all these other guys came out the gates running when they first got in the league. Who else? Was it Chris Humphries?
Hmm.
Um, Yeah, so yeah, guys like that. Hopefully, and I hope if we do get him, he he has the capability to get that way, and I think he does, especially with that speed and that speed come across the line on a full would be very dangerous, and I don't think nobody wants that to happen.
Right.
So yeah, I honestly, hopefully, and I'll give him an A+ if we can pick up that.
Right. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. This is the only other guy that I will accept them taking if they're not taking Jackson Powers Johnson. I believe that's his name. My boy out of Oregon. Um, this is the only other guy I'll accept because again, I know he I know he's scouted and he's looked at as a tackle by a lot of guys. But me personally, I think he will be an all pro at the guard position. I really do. This dude is 6'4". I believe he a little under 320, if I'm not mistaken. So he'll be an undersized tackle. I still think he'll be good at it, but I think he'll be phenomenal as a guard. And I think you have to put him in one of your guard positions. It don't matter left or right. It generally don't matter. So I think you have to put him at one of those guard positions, and he's instantly a plug and play. He's explosive off the line, athletic. He's strong. Plays with good leverage. He has he has good hand placement. The only thing that really knocks him is he's a bit undersized, and that's
Yeah, his
fine. That's why
size.
I say. What'd you say?
No, I said yeah, his size. I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, so like that is a bit of a problem at the next level because you got defensive ends who are freaks of natures, and they could if they get their hands on you before you get yours on them, it's pretty much GG's. So
Hmm.
I don't have a I don't have an issue at all if he is a guard. But if they do draft him with the intent of making him a tackle, I think that will be doing him a disservice because this dude has all the makings of an all-pro guard, man. So if they take him to be a guard, I think it's an A+ pick. I truly do, and
Hmm.
I I will be fully with that, honestly. So hopefully we can get a player his caliber in that draft spot. But let's think of these hypotheticals real quick before we get into the next article. So you asked me earlier, Larry, if like would I trade up to take one of these quarterbacks? Now let's be a little let's let's not go overboard and say we can trade up first overall to get Caleb. Let's not do that. Let's stay, a little realistic. Like who could we trade for and who could we not trade for, trade with, and who could we possibly draft? Like who do you think would be willing to part with their top pick and for us to get one of these quarterbacks if that is a route you think we could go?
Damn,
All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah,
So thinking about teams who need quarterbacks.
mm,
Of course, you got the Chicago Bears. There's no doubt about it. There's no thinking. It probably won't be 1 second going off the clock. We know for a fact who's going first overall.
right.
We know for a fact that the Commanders are split between Jaden Daniels and JJ McCarthy. We know that.
Mm,
And then we know that I'm sorry, I'm losing them. Drake May. We
Patriots.
know Drake May
great, man.
going to we know Drake May's going top 5. He's not going anywhere past the Giants, I don't believe. And by some miracle, the Vikings.
Okay.
That is the exact team I feel as if we need to make a push to and push on to get their pick. And that's the Minnesota Vikings with number 11.
Mm-hmm.
Because if somehow, some way, we could, if let's say for shits and giggles, see, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a Drake May fan. Is he NFL ready potentially wise? Yes. Tall stature, athletic, big arm. the basis of what an NFL quarterback needs to be in today's age. We gotta be honest.
Mhm.
But if we could somehow, some way get the Minnesota pick at number 11 while trading Tua over there, I feel like getting a rookie quarterback wouldn't be an issue. Because now what it turns into is Mike McDaniel goes on a hot seat. Can you truly build a quarterback? Can you build your own quarterback?
Mhm.
It puts a lot of things in perspective for Miami. And I think it shows a power move that we are looking towards the future rather than what we're dealing with right now. A lot of questions at quarterback. Is the whole offense Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? Can any running back survive in the Miami backfield? Can the
Mhm.
O-line ever really protect? This is a power move, and this is to show the league this is what we're capable of doing. Trading into the top 11 because they got the number 11 pick and
Mhm.
taking one of these rookie quarterbacks who we know will be right there. We got Drake May, potentially, Michael Penix. We got I forgot the other quarterback name.
You got JJ McCarthy. You got
JJ McCarthy could potentially fall down there.
you already said Michael Penix. You got Bo Nix. I
Bo
mean,
Nix, that's who I was looking for earlier. Bo Nix. Those four quarterbacks, you're guaranteed at 11. You're guaranteed one of these four quarterbacks at 11. All four of these quarterbacks, three of the four, let me take that back actually. Michael Penix and Bo Nix last year showed Heisman level quality football. JJ McCarthy showed that he is good in a good system. And Drake May showed that he is, out of these four guys, the prototypical build of the NFL quarterback.
yeah.
In the Miami Dolphins offense, these guys here, I believe, can do a lot of damage in it. But I think we should trade up to number 11. Take one of these four guys, and let's see if Mike McDaniel could truly build up on what he convinced Miami to sign him to do. And that's to build a quarterback, build an offense that can score points, make the
Right.
playoffs, and make a push in the AFC East.
Right. Let me ask you this though, because for one,
Okay.
I don't think it's a chance of hell Drake May is falling to 11. I really don't. He's
Yeah, I
not
don't think so either.
he's not leaving top 5. It don't matter who take him.
I think he's going
At
to
the
England.
very worst he's going 5th overall. It don't matter who is there. But in my opinion, I hear what you're saying in regards to, let's see if Mike McDaniel can make the team that he said he could make, but he also took the job on the assumption that he could make Tua work. So if you trade away Tua with this, this hypothetical, now that puts Mike McDaniel in a spot where it's like how you alluded to earlier, was like, can we see him really develop and make a team around another young guy and get the best out of that young guy and get the best team success? My question is, what if it doesn't work? What if you have your rookie quarterback, he go through the rookie struggles, the rookie slums? What then? Do you remain patient with Mike McDaniel, or do you move on from him? Because now this let's just say going into this season, this will be the 3rd season he would have where you don't have the playoff success, you don't win your division, and you've had one of the most talented rosters in the league. Or do you now move on from him, or do you give him the grace of him having another young guy he had to develop?
The reason why I would buy into I've bought into Mike McDaniel's system since the first year. I feel like what he came in and said was he would make Tua work. Yes, he showed that he made Tua work, but does Tua work for the future? That's my issue. Of course, there's a lot of strife with a lot of between Dolphins fans, where some feel as if Tua has showed that he has the capability of doing it. We just have to believe in him more and all this. wabbo jabbo and things like that. I lost that faith 2 years ago. I feel like he's the type of quarterback who is very ordained on everything being perfect rather than being a play creator with the sense of like if everything's perfect, of course you hit your first read. But if I don't have my first, second, or third read, how can I create a play? Tua does not have that capability. Tua throws accurately, yes, but he cannot throw over 35 yards consistently, accurately. This is the NFL. We're not going to get any more Tom Brady's. That's just taking checkdowns and checkdowns and checkdowns. You have to be able to beat the defense over top. Mike McDaniel's system, to answer your question, I feel like has that capability. We just don't have the play creator type quarterback that could really make the offense flourish. People hate Brock Purdy from last year, but he showed he could be a franchise guy. Play creating, it's the same system. I feel like you just have to find your quarterback who's willing to come in and do the work, but he also has to have the ability to. The 4 quarterbacks I named earlier has that capability, in my honest opinion. So I would believe in the Mike McDaniel system, but of course, with you trading away Tua, and this is your promise when you came in, like, hey, I'll make it work with Tua. I think he'll be on the hot seat. So I think it'll be a patience that's very waned as the course of the season goes about.
Well, hold on. Let me make sure I heard you correctly though. Are you suggesting you taking Brock Purdy over Tua?
No. No.
Oh, okay.
Brock Purdy worked excellent. He worked very well in the Kyle Shanahan San Francisco 49ers system. And about 27 to 29 of the NFL starting quarterbacks from last year will also work in that system. So, no, I'm not saying Brock Purdy is over Tua. He just excelled in the same exact system that Tua, who also played pretty well in, but yeah, I just use them as an example, man. That's it.
That's all good. I was just making sure. What you got to say, Rio?
Well, yeah, we're talking about trading up, right?
Yeah, and trading up. Who you think is actually realistic to trade with, and who would you take if you're trading up?
What y'all think about McDaniel? McDaniel?
Well, I think about who?
Yeah, I think he's going top 5.
Who?
McDaniel's.
You talking about Jaden?
Yeah, Jaden McDaniels. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah, Jaden. Yeah, you were saying Mick Daniels. That's what it's Daniels.
Oh, Jaden Daniels. Yeah. My bad. But yeah.
It's good.
What
You talking about
what y'all think about him?
I like Jaden Daniels. I mean,
I
I think he's a good athlete. He a playmaker, like Larry was describing earlier. And only knock I have on Jaden Daniels is I think he could be a bit more decisive in his reads, but I think that's a lot of young quarterbacks coming out of college who are just raw talents. And I think he needs to learn how to protect himself a little more. He takes a little bit too many risks running the ball. He takes a lot of unnecessary hits. So he has to get better at that. And he has to live to just see another play. Like he does a little bit too many extra things at times that makes him make boneheaded decisions and mistakes. But a little coaching and the right personnel, I think Jaden Daniels can be damn good. I really do.
Yeah, so with that being said, yeah, I think like I said with and I seen something about the Vikings giving up their pick to us. But I also seen something about Justin Jefferson too. I don't know what that was about. That was a little while ago. But yeah, I'll say giving up our pick two to I mean, seeing if we could get our pick, get the Vikings pick from them to see what we could do in getting a quarterback. And I think Jaden Daniels will be probably the best option. And then two, we do need a scrambling. I feel like we need a quarterback that could get out the pocket and make some plays with his feet. I felt like that's what we needed a lot of last season. And yeah, he do need to protect himself because these dudes not playing around in the NFL. He knows he can take some good. He took some pretty good licks from a couple good teams. So I'm not saying you don't have the durability to do that, but being able to last to be able to last in the NFL, man, you gotta be smart about the shots you take.
Right.
So and Lamar Jackson could tell him all about that shit.
Right.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind him. I feel like that would be an exciting quarterback to see grow and with that type of offense, and then with the speed he has at the quarterback position, coming off his Heisman season, would be nice to see. But I don't know. Do y'all think he's gonna go top 10?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he's leaving top five. Listen, to me, I think Drake May, Caleb Williams, and Jaden Daniels. At the very worst, they're going all three going top six. The very worst. There's no way they're making it past Chicago, Washington, New England, the Giants, and Arizona. It's just not happening. I mean,
Hmm.
and even if you want to go a step further, let's say for whatever reason they do fall. After that, you got Tennessee, Atlanta, Chicago, and the Jets. I mean, who's to say Atlanta don't kick the tires on one of these guys because Kirk Cousins is about to be 40. I know they gave him a big deal, but at the end of the day, we seen Aaron Rodgers sit behind Brett Favre and have a luxurious career. I mean, it's not like we haven't seen this before. I mean, look at Jordan Love right now. So
True.
it's not out the realm of possibility if one of these guys were to miraculously fall that someone like Atlanta or even the Jets with an aging quarterback as well would take them. And they're not for me personally. I don't think none of them are leaving the top six. It'll be a stroke of damn luck if they do. Like that's just what I think. But you got anything else you wanted to add, Larry, or you good?
Just to answer Jaden Daniels, I do think he's a good quarterback. NFL ready. He does need to learn how to take better care of himself, sliding, avoiding the hits, going out of bounds. We've seen what happens when like an upstarting rookie like Anthony Richardson started off the year pretty well. He wasn't throwing for gaudy passing yards, but he had like two rushing touchdowns his first game, two rushing touchdowns the game after the second one. Like he had a great start to his rookie year, but not taking hits will cut a season short. We don't want to see that from Jaden Daniels. We've seen it from Cam Newton early on in his career, RG3, Andrew Luck. We've seen it multiple times. So I think if Jaden Daniels does learn how to take better hits and make better passes in the crunch time, I think he'd be a great quarterback in the NFL. And I don't think he's leaving the top five either. If he make it down to six, I think the New York Giants are taking him. And if by some miracle the Dolphins were to go up there and get him, I would definitely love that. A plus, around A plus.
Right. All right, so we'll go through one more draft prediction.
All right.
And after that, we're gonna get into what we believe they should do in terms of what we got an idea of. So on this one, this is from Dolphins Talk. This is a podcast. They got a
Okay.
website as well. So in round one, they got us taking Jared Verse. We talked about him. So What would be your thoughts on that, Larry? We take Jared Verse with the 21st pick.
Like, go ahead and lie. Don't go ahead and lie. Go ahead and lie, Larry.
Honestly speaking, I wouldn't mind Jared Verse. I do feel like, of course, all bias aside, I do feel like he's a great NFL ready talent. Um, he's ready right now, man. Like this isn't the type of player you just wait around and just hope and see. If he's there at 21, you draft him. You draft him. You draft those kind of players. You draft those caliber players. And he brings something to the team that a lot of teams wish they could have. Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, and the Jared Verse all suited up coming from the same sidelines. So I would take that in a heartbeat if he's there.
Okay. So let me ask you this real quick before we get to you, Rio. If you do take Jared Verse, what does that mean? What does that mean? Do you think Jalen Phillips is getting a contract extension?
Yo.
Yeah, you heard me?
Repeat that. Sorry about that.
Nah, it's all right. I was asking Larry, but you can answer too, Rio. Like if they do take Jared Verse with their first pick, do you believe Jalen Phillips gets a contract extension?
I don't think he will get that contract extension if we go ahead and draft Jared Verse. I think they would. It'll be almost like a Christian Wilkins type of situation.
Okay, what you say, Larry?
If we draft Jared Verse, I actually think we're gonna try to get rid of Bradley Chubb and keep the young guys. One of our edge rushers are gonna go for sure. One of them is leaving. Even if because Jared Verse is a touted NFL player. If we could even get Chop Robinson out of Penn State, I do think that one of our edge threats are gonna be walking. Either if it's released or traded, seeing to the end of his contract, I think one of them are gonna be gone. You can't keep. There's no point in having 3 edge rushers. So.
Right. And I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna lie. If you take Jared Verse, one of them are for sure gone. But I think the one that's gone is gonna be Jalen Phillips, man. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. He's been lackluster and underwhelming to say the least since you've drafted him. Has he had flashes? Has he had moments? Yes. But you didn't pick this guy top 15 for moments. You picked him to be your best edge rusher. And 3 years in, I mean, it's not looking like he's your top edge rusher. And the issue with that, not only is he not looking like that, but he can't even stay on the field. When he's healthy, he's solid. He has games that he looks damn good in, but majority of the time, I mean, he's not making game-winning, game-impacting plays, not nearly as enough as you would hope him to be making with where you took him. And in my personal opinion, you can't pay that guy 18 million annually contract because again, he's not making enough game impacting, game changing plays. And 2, he can't stay healthy. I mean, you can't keep a guy on potential for the sake of 4 years and think it's just gonna magically turn on one day. That's not how reality works. So in my opinion, I would be upset if they moved out Bradley Chubb because his cap hit is going to be enormous after this year. So I do think if they take Jared Verse, the odd man out is Bradley Chubb because of the money. But in terms of production and just what you get out of the players, I think Bradley Chubb has been the better player the last 2 years since he's been here. But that's just me. But let's move on to the second pick. So the second pick 55, they got us taking Javon Bullard, the safety out of Georgia. So what you think of that pick, Real? What you say about that one?
I'm gonna be completely honest, man. Anybody coming out of those one of those Power Five schools, especially a school like Georgia and a defense like them, man, I love it. They are automatically NFL ready, fast, physical. You know, these guys are the top of the top, best of the best. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know too much about him. What's his physicals? I
To be honest, he's not the most athletic guy. He is a solid athlete, but what I will give him, he has a knack for just always being able to find the ball. Not necessarily getting interceptions, but he always puts his head down, makes tackles. He's not really ever beat over the top. He's a guy that understands route concepts, leverages to play against and stuff like that. He's a good, technically sound DB. And in my personal opinion, if you get him in the second round, that's good value.
Yeah. Yeah, well, see what maybe he can fill in like a role like Brandon Jones, something like
Yeah,
one of those guys
he's a
come
better
in.
version of Brandon Jones. That's what he is to
Yeah,
me.
so that's what I'm saying. So if we could get a guy like that out of the second round and be my guess, and then like I said, just like with the linemen, you got some veteran guys like Ramsey, Fuller. You got Holland that's coming in knowing some things. Then Poyer top the icing on the cake. Then he could get some inside scoop on things that'll better his game further in his career. So that'll be a nice pickup for us too.
You're right. What you say, Larry? You there, Larry? I don't think Larry here right now. But so let's just move on to the next pick. So,
Yo, you hear me?
oh yeah,
Oh,
I
there
hear
you
you now.
go.
Yeah, I don't know why my thing tripping. I heard what you said though. That's the Georgia out of the Georgia, the safety out of Georgia. Um, a young poor man's Brandon Jones. I wouldn't mind it. I would much rather have a coverage type safety because we did have issues last year putting safeties on tight ends. I feel like tight ends have been our defense's killer for a very long time in athletic scrambling quarterbacks. So I would love a safety that could cover at least a tight end, maybe a slot guy who knows how to like put pressure on them, get past breakups and everything of that nature. I heard you say earlier that he's not much of a ball hawk, but if he's able to come in, stop the run, get fill in gaps, and get like a few pass breakups on the tight end, I would love that pick.
Honestly,
He's not the
it
fastest guy, so
reminds me of Mark Darren a little bit in terms of play style, not necessarily like his ability.
mhm. I would like that. It would seem like as if we select him, we like our run stopping. We like the run stopping caliber type players on our defense rather than
Mhm.
coverage. Since we got Ramsey and Fuller, those are good cover guys. But everybody else, Jordan Poyer is a ball hawk type guy. Javon Holland is a deep coverage type safety who has great ball skills. Who does he gives you everything you want in a safety. But outside of that, they're just good tacklers to piss poor tacklers, if we're being honest. So
Right.
if we were to get a guy like that, I would see that it solidifies our defensive scheme as we like run stopping secondary guys.
Right. And this will be the last pick we go through because I think this is an interesting one. So in round 5, they got us taking Marcus Roseney, Jack Saint, the receiver out of Georgia. So let's get your thoughts on that, Larry. Like, what do you think that pick would mean, and how would you feel about it?
First off, can I get his physicals?
He
Like his height?
basically he a bigger guy. Like he big hands, big body. He catches contested catches pretty at a pretty high level. I'm not gonna say it's elite, but he is a guy that's a bigger body receiver. He's not necessarily a technician. He depends on his size to win a lot of the reps and routes he does take. He's like another version of Mike Williams when he was at Clemson. Like he's not a technician. He's not fundamentally sound in any sense, but he is a good enough athlete. He plays above the rim, is sort of in a sense. And
yeah, I get you.
In my opinion, he is a guy that is something you lack in your receiving room right now.
And that's what I was gonna allude to when I answered your question. If we were to get a guy like that, he would definitely be our red zone-esque third down catcher. Because this is a team who last year, other than Cedric Wilson, like in the span of maybe 2 to 3, maybe 4 games, we didn't have a guy who came in and caught the contested catches, big body wise. Like because Tyreek won some contested catches last year, but we don't have a guy who's 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", even just jumping over a guy, just bailing out his quarterback.
Keon Coleman.
Just extending the first down marker, or catching a 2-yard fade route in the red zone, because that's another thing we struggled in. I could guarantee I don't even have to look at the stats that we were one of the worst fade red zone throwing teams in the NFL last year.
Oh, for sure.
And it was highly unsuccessful. And we were throwing fade routes to our 5'10" speed cheetah. That's when there's a problem. This is a guy you want in open space. You don't want him catching fade routes. Mm-hmm. So we do need that kind of ability player, like you said, Mike Williams, Mike Evans, 6'3", 6'4", who's just jumping over people and catching those kind of passes, because we didn't have. I don't know why. I don't know what's up with the NFL, but they failed to use or utilize their 6'4", 5 guys. Even Chase Claypool, if you feel about him, you telling me you can't throw him in on a 1-yard line and just telling him, hey, go catch that. That it's an issue. I feel like that. I feel like those are the kind of positionless type players you need on your field. Like you need a gunner and a tackler on the or a long snapper on your special teams. You need a guy who's just capable of catching a goddamn 3-yard fade on 4th down. And yes, I'm speaking on that game against the goddamn Eagles.
Right.
So yeah, I would like to pick only for situational type purposes. I don't want him in on 1st down, 2nd down catching, slants or post routes. But I do want him on 3rd, maybe even 4th down in that red zone, bringing down some high quality balls, Pause.
Right, I guess you. What you say, Rick?
Hey yo. But you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right. What pick was this again?
This was a 5th
the guy out of Georgia.
It was Ramsey's James Saint.
Yeah, like Larry said, that would be a nice pickup. It would be only like situational. Wouldn't really on him too much. You know, like throughout the whole drive, going in rotation, just situational downs, third, fourth, and short downs, like that
Okay.
type of situations to put him in. And maybe in the future he could, once he get his feet wet, probably it'll grow more. But like to start off with what we need as of right now, it'll just be a situational thing. Man, I would love to see us going off script a little bit. I would love to see us get Keon Coleman or Johnny Wilson or one of those guys. Even Johnny Wilson might fall kind of far down, and a 6'7" demon wouldn't be bad to grab too.
Florida State guys, huh?
Keon Coleman definitely not following them that far. Johnny Wilson.
Yeah, but the only reason why I
Yeah.
say those two guys, oh, not to cut you off, T, but the only reason why I say those two Florida State guys is because like those, obviously those are the guys I've seen the most, but they are those 6'7", 6'3", 6'4", and goddamn 6'7" dudes that can go up and catch fade routes one handed. We seen what Keon Coleman did. He's not gonna fall that far, but would y'all be mad if we get him in the first round?
In the first round, I wouldn't be mad, but I wouldn't be over the moon about it either. Because I think his other needs, other than a guy that you're bringing in for a specific role at the receiving position, that's one of
Mm-hmm.
your better positions in the on the whole roster. So I wouldn't be mad at it all. I think listen, I think Keon Coleman's a damn good player. Bless you,
Thank you.
but
Thank you.
I just think there's other things out there that needs to be addressed before taking a luxury pick.
Yeah.
That's just me though.
But yeah, no, like Larry said, yeah, that would be a nice pickup to get or a situational type of guy, especially in that round.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that. But so we're gonna close out the show, y'all, with a would you rather. We're gonna do coach edition and we're gonna do Mike McDaniel. So let's get straight into it. So first name up, Nick Saban. And mind you, this is based on what they were with the professionals, not just collegiate.
I'm taking Nick Saban.
Okay. Where you going, Rio?
I'd take McDaniels. And Nick
All right.
Saban, we already have him.
Yeah, we did. These gonna be
Yeah, he went
former.
not he went 9-8 his first year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these gonna be former coaches of the Dolphins. Next name Tony Sperano.
R.I.P. Tony, man. I'm taking Mike McDaniel.
Mm-hmm.
Double tundra, Mike McDaniel.
All right. None of that I got for y'all. Dan Campbell.
Wow. That's funny. That's hilarious.
You can't hate Dan Campbell, man. And he plays my kind of offense, going for it on fourth downs and things of that nature.
I already know mine.
I'm taking I'm taking Mike McDaniel, man.
Okay.
Trifecta, Mike McDaniel.
That was a tough one right there.
I don't know about that one, boy, but hey.
You taking Dan? You got to give us your picks. You taking Dan Campbell?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you ain't never seen yours.
for sure.
What about the other two?
I'm taking Mike over Tony, and I'm taking Nick over Mike, but that's close though. That's real close. Because Nick Saban couldn't work well with adults, man. They had their problems with him.
Exactly. And that's why I
That's
said
a close
McDaniel.
one, man.
But I
But
do
Nick,
feel as if Nick Saban would have built something over here with us, especially since he wanted Drew Brees.
yeah.
So
Next name I got though, Brian Flores.
Mike McDaniel.
Easily. Fatal
Yeah,
for a quadruple double.
yeah, I agree completely. And the last name we got here, this gonna be a older legend.
Don't say Don Shula. Don't
Nah,
say Don
Shula.
Shula.
Don't say that. You ain't even
Don
gotta
Shula.
answer that question.
We know Don Shula Killer is. We know that.
Okay, okay.
I'm gonna go Jimmy Johnson though.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going Jimmy, bro. I'm going
Right.
Jimmy Johnson. All bias included.
Okay.
Definitely, definitely not. Not the
You gotta
key.
go Jimmy. Players
I'm
Hey,
coach. Good with
hey.
everybody. Invite you over for Thanksgiving. I'm going Jimmy.
Who you got, Rio?
I'm finna take Big Daniels.
It's only because he coached Dallas and the Hurricanes, man. I'm telling you.
Bro, hey, at least he consistent with it, boy. I got it. I go Jimmy Johnson too, though, man.
Jimmy Johnson was that boy.
But yeah, that's the end of the pod. Appreciate y'all tuning in as always, man. Y'all be sure to check out the rest of the videos on YouTube, Last Word Productions. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'm all over. Any last words y'all boys got to say?
Um,
Hey, man. Go ahead, Larry.
Dolphins Super Bowl. Already know 2024, 2025. RIP to the Don Shula, RIP Tony. And Tua, I bid you farewell, brother. I hope I don't see you again.
Oh man. Anything you got, Rio?
Yeah, man. Hey, Larry, we not going to Hard Rock no more. Hey, but nah, on a serious note, hey, yeah, and we got something coming up for Thursday, right?
Yeah. We gonna do a live draft party, man. We gonna be. Oh yeah, let me say that now. So appreciate you bringing up, but we're gonna basically be live for the first round. I'm gonna try
Yes,
to
sir.
go
Tune
live.
in.
Try to go live all 3 days. We're gonna see,
What time it
but
start?
the draft starts 7:30, I believe.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect, perfect. We
7:38.
good. That's perfect.
Wait, what did you say, Larry?
I say yeah, it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I know it's around that time. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be. We're gonna be live for that. You know, y'all boys more than welcome to come. And I think
Yeah.
Lewis said
Yeah.
he should be done with his last finals exam today, so he should be able to join up too. I asked him.
Shout out to Lou.
Hey, man, we coming on. We coming on Cam for the
Yeah.
draft party.
Cam for the
We gonna be on
drive.
Cam, man. We gonna be on Cam for the draft party, man.
Hey,
Set up the camera,
with
man.
the Dolphins jersey,
You
Dolphins
know
hat,
it. You know
Yeah,
it.
Dolphins shades.
yeah,
We coming going crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
y'all make
definitely
sure
put the
y'all tune
jersey
in.
on,
Hey,
but
Hey
hey, I'm
Lou,
bringing out the Sue jersey, man.
I know you
so,
listening, boy. Tune in Thursday. Come through with your Dolphins jersey on. We finna have a good party over here, man.
That's it.
all right, man. So appreciate y'all boys again, man. We
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
All right, y'all.
Yep.